we've had our kids in hockey together for a couple years, and she's joined as of August, so she's here to do, around there, July maybe, here to do her classification. So welcome in.
Oh, sorry, not,
Just looking for the remote.
I completely forgot.
No worries.
Flashing lights.
Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Annie Weiler. I am a proud E-Town resident. I've been here for many years. My husband and I live up on Groff Avenue, so the commute here was terrible. Took me all 3-4 minutes, so, but I made it here safely. That's a big thing. So let me share a little bit about myself. So I'm a native of Middletown. I lived there for the vast majority of my childhood, young adult life. I attended Seven Sorrows Catholic School, 1st through 8th grade, and then I went to high school at Middletown Area High School, and I am a graduate of the school. I started my entrepreneurial life with being a child of business owners. My parents owned the Colonial Inn in Middletown, right on the square. It's been through a few different owners. Now it's called Hops and Barley. But it was a Colonial Inn from the, 60s all the way up to, they sold it when I was 19, so 97. When you're a child of a business owner, especially a restaurant, you do everything. I was a dishwasher, I was a cook, I was a bartender when I got to be of age, I was a waitress, sometimes I was a manager, and it was a really good time. I really enjoyed it, and it really started my love of different things business. I'm a realtor, as it was said in the front, and I actually got my real estate license pretty young. I was 22 when I got it, and I started my real estate business in property management. So I managed 3 properties when I first started out. Village at Highland Park, which is a conventional rental community for anyone, for families, for single people, for roommates, for all the good stuff. Had a pool, it was quite large, and it's in Camp Hill. But my specialty were senior properties, tax credit senior properties, and they're for low to moderate income seniors, 55 and older and 62 and older. So I managed 2 communities. One was called Silver Spring Courtyards, and one was called Silver Spring Gardens, and they're actually located right beside Cumberland Valley High School campus, if you're familiar with that area. I managed them literally from the ground up, and I enjoyed it and I loved it, but the real estate residential sale bug got to me. So I started my residential real estate sale in 2006. I managed a team for a top producer. It was a large team, and I did that for quite a few years. And about 2013, 2014, the top producer, her name's Donna Fleetwood. She was top 1% of real estate agents in Pennsylvania. Her and I became partners because she knew at some point she's going to want to retire, and she wanted someone to take over her business. And in 2020, let me get back to that. So we sold homes all over South Central PA. Cumberland County, Perry County, Lancaster County, Lebanon County, York County, Berks, Adams, Dauphin. We really had a pretty wide footprint with where we sold because we were such a large team. And we had sold well over 1,000 properties in that time span that I was with her. In 2020, right before COVID, she made the decision to retire, and with that, she moved to New Mexico. And I basically inherited her business since we were business partners. And I am happy to report she was 65, and she is literally living her second life right now. She owns an art studio. She's a beautiful artist, and her work has been juried all over the world, in Italy, all over the place. And it's only been 3 years now. So she knew what she wanted to be. She did her career, and now she's having her fun. And with that, I have taken over her real estate business, and I have also have my own clients. So I married the 2, so I have a pretty big book for what I do. In 2023, the beginning of this year, I changed my license and my brokerage to Coldwell Banker Realty. That is where it is now, and that's where I plan for it to be for the rest of my career. What's beautiful about Coldwell Banker is that even though my office address is Camp Hill, I can work out of Hershey, Lancaster, Lebanon, York. There's an office near everyone at this point. So let's say I'm out with a buyer, they love a property, they want to go to an office to do a contract. I have an office usually within a few miles of me. So we don't have to run to Panera or Starbucks or somewhere else. We actually have a home office that I can work with. With this, I also hold multiple designations and endorsements and certifications. So I will go over them. So I am a military relocation professional, which gives me the training to work best with active and veterans, retired military personnel. And it also trains me on how to work with veteran loans, VA loans, as well as relocation. So if we have a military family moving from one base to another base, I'm able to connect them and just make everything make sense to them and really welcome to this area. So we see that a lot at the Carlisle Barracks. That's a huge military relocation professional, and that is definitely in my market that I work. The other one is a pricing strategy advisor, and what that is, it's training specifically to properly price a home. If anyone has been involved with a real estate transaction in the last 3 years, you probably know pricing is just through the roof. And what this training gives me is just a really, really, really good process and touch on how to do the comparative market analysis and proper pricing of a home that works best for the sellers. I also have the At Home with Diversity endorsement, and what that is in real estate we have what's called the fair housing law. As the way I use it is when I talk to clients, the only color we care about is green, the color of money. And this backs it up. So this allows me to better work with everyone. It sounds great that everyone works with everyone, but not every, shouldn't say it like that. I'm able to work with everyone with grace and ease, and someone who speaks another language, I can work with them by connecting them with someone who can translate, things like that. So it's I'm very proud of that endorsement. And the last one is the most important one. I am C2EX certified. And what that means is, in National Association of Realtors, which is our hierarchy, that's who runs everything, and it's a excellence certification, which gives me which means that I have the highest standard of professionalism through the certification, and it's a pretty prestigious name, initials behind my name, and I'm very proud of it. And I'm currently working on my senior real estate specialist designation too. So even though I'm very familiar with seniors in real estate, because of my history working in tax credit properties, this just furthers my knowledge and better prepare everybody for the sale and move at that point. Here's my personal. I do have a life outside of real estate, and this is my crew. So I am happily married to Derek. He is the CFO and part owner of Long and Eckers Hatchery, right up on the hill. He's been a part owner just this year. He's been a CFO for a while. And yet again, Groff Avenue to Long and Eckers, it's the worst commute. It's terrible. He has 2 blocks. We lovingly call him our chicken guy because he brings home all the eggs. We have moved to Elizabethtown in 2009. He's from Lancaster, I'm from Middletown, so that was our happy connection right in the middle of everything. We have 2 children who are our pride and joy, Ivy and Bray. Ivy's 21, she graduated from Elizabethtown High School, and she played field hockey. And she's a nursing student at PA College of Health Sciences. She's in her junior year and just doing wonderful. She works in the ED department at LGH. Nobody go visit her, please, because that doesn't mean good things for you. She just got trauma certified. She's a phlebotomist. The list is long. She does also work at the Hershey Bistro. Visit her there, not at the LGH. Braden is his name. We call him Bray. Is 13, and that's who plays hockey and lacrosse with Clarky. That's who we call Gabe. Jeff Clark's nickname is Clarky. And he's been playing on the same team with Gabe for 3 years now, 4?
I think this is the third year.
Third year now. Bray goes to Elizabethtown Middle School, and he plays lacrosse, travel, and rec, and same with ice hockey, travel, and middle school. And he keeps us busy, to say the least. Okay, I want to talk about what I also have time for is I am a huge volunteer. I work in the Elizabethtown community and beyond. One of the ones I'm most proudest of is Junior Achievement USA. Junior Achievement of Central PA, and they're out of York County. Is anyone familiar with Junior Achievement? Okay, very good. So I've been teaching Junior Achievement ever since my daughter was in elementary school, so quite a few years. I will have 4 classes this spring, and I love it. I like staying with the first graders and second graders. Sometimes I'll dab in third graders. I had a 4th grade class one year. I won't do it again. They're a bit much. So the little ones I can, kind of rodeo in a little bit better. So those who don't know what Junior Achievement is, it's teaching financial literacy to children. It's telling them how the money moves through a community. It's also talking about entrepreneurship, future jobs and careers, and just really giving them a base knowledge of money, savings and banking and all these wonderful things. And once they get to 5th grade, so we have it 1st through 4th, and 5th grade they go to Junior Biztown, which is in York, and I've worked there a few times, but I don't volunteer there very often, where they basically set up a mini city, where people have different businesses, people are different employment, there's a mayor, and it's a little company. And it's a pretty wonderful program, and I will support that program forever, even after my kids are out of school. I also do mock interviews at Etown High School, which is wonderful. There's one coming up next month, and you sit down with students, usually it's 4 students, and you interview them just like you would if you were hiring them. They have to bring you a resume, and my daughter always says I'm too rough on them. You gotta prepare for real life. So I do go over little instructions on how to present to people, how to say hello to people, how to stand straight, speak loudly, all that good stuff. So I feel like when they walk away, they just have a little extra knowledge from me. I am also booster club for my son's ice hockey team. It's a party of 5, and it just started this year, so that is a big thing. And other than real estate, my family volunteering, I also own a real estate photography company. And I do real estate photography company all over South Central PA. And I volunteer at Lancaster Housing Opportunity Partnership for students from the high school go into homes that have been condemned or need rehab, and they work with mentors in the construction field to flip the home. And they do a beautiful job, and then I photograph the homes for sale. And I've been doing that for probably about 8 years now too. So that's everything about me, so thank you so much. Any questions? Yes, sir.
You switched to Caldwell Banker. Can you talk about what's the difference between all these companies and why you would choose one over the other?
Absolutely, absolutely. So there are larger companies, so you have Remax, Coldwell Banker, Berkshire Hathaway, things like that. Those are like the 3 that I think are the top. And those have, many of these companies are individually owned and operated. There are franchises, and you can almost throw a stone and hit one of them in most cases. And then you have the more boutique brokerages that are smaller, more localized, things like that. And the reason I love Coldwell, I was at Remax for 15 years. Coldwell Banker, their energy, their technology, their training is second to none in my opinion. They offer so much for their agents and then for their sellers and buyers. So that's the reason I went there, but also the location. Since in real estate, I have such a wide footprint, I have to make sure that I can work in every area that I am associated with. And not all Coldwell Banker in this area is owned by NRT, National Real Estate Trusts, National Realty Trust. So even though we are individually owned and operated, they own that many, which gives me access to all the offices that I work with. Is that? Yes, sir.
What's the best way to prevent title theft?
Well, you get title insurance, 100%, and in this area, we really don't have it much. I mean, if you are working with a title insurance agent or a real estate agent, that's the big thing, but I don't see title theft in this area very often. You would see that more in larger cities and things like that. One thing is open all your mail. Open all your mail. That's a big thing, because a lot of times you will get letters from maybe the recorder of deeds office, or maybe your loan, if you have a loan and things like that, and a lot of people can get away with it by not opening up their mail. Because you'll get notices if something is happening. Yes.
So recently, the house that sits, if you're going down towards Marietta on the York side, up on top of the hill, there's that beautiful home up there.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, I guess it's going up for auction.
Yes.
And using your special pricing advisory skill set.
Oh, yeah.
They said 3.7, but man, it's a beautiful property.
It's, once you get up into those multiple, $1 million properties, and you see them in Hershey, that's a big one. Every blue moon we'll see them in Cumberland County, but that's such a specialized property. I don't think I'll go that high,
Okay.
personally, because let's be honest, we don't have the cash in this area. And it's hard for them to draw in people from other areas to come in and buy such a special, specific property. So, yeah, I would say, years ago, we listed a house on Para Avenue in Hershey for $3.6 million. It sold for $1.8 million. This was many years ago, when the seller insisted on pricing. They do that. They will tell you what they want to price out. Once you get up to that, these kind of homes. And I think the home was actually owned by Milton Hershey's accountant. There was gorgeous murals all over the house. And the person who bought it, she was a TV star, like a silent movie star from way back when. So there's lots of money in there. But yeah, it's tough once you get in this area, once you get that high to actually, but I would have to pull comps to figure it out. But I can't imagine there being many comps that gets you above that 2 million range in the last year. But good question. I always like to get knowledgeable and research before I answer things like that. Does anyone else have a question? Yes, Jeff?
Did your parents start the restaurant or buy the restaurant?
They bought the restaurant. Gosh, I think in the early 80s.
Were they interested in just joining the restaurant field, or what was the motivation behind that?
So my mother, even though we call her one of the best educated waitresses in the world. She has her master's, she was a lifetime student, but she loved the restaurant industry, and she actually managed Alfred Victorian for a little bit, things like that. So it was just in, in her blood. She just always, I shouldn't say in her blood, because it wasn't, it didn't happen that way. They just always loved it. And I love my father, but being able to tap your own beer as you're talking to a customer, you just can't go wrong with that. So, yeah, they're very social, happy people, and I love, just making people happy. So it really worked out well for them. But as I was saying, once they sold it, I was just telling Ralph, they moved for 9 months and lived in Nepal and India and stuff, so they got the travel bug real fast after they sold the property. So, yes, ma'am.
So what made you join Rotary?
Jeff Clark. He's a good salesperson. He sold to a salesperson. Yeah.
It's your fault, huh?
Kept asking.
It's good. It's good. It was either my husband or me who were going to join, and he's on other than that ownership, he's on the Education Foundation, does all kinds of stuff. So I said, so, and I'm here, and I love, because of my volunteering heart, I love everything that everyone does here. So it fit right in. And I would love to sign up for more volunteer opportunities.
There's a tree planting.
Outside of hockey season, yes. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
What kind of challenge do you see here in this Rotary Club for you?
I don't think just me signing up for as much as I can. I think that's the only thing. Is that it?
Any other questions?
Very good. Thank you all so much.